expect to see you here tonight.
Given your frequent need of my services, your surprise is to be expected.
Yeah, well, speaking of which, I could use your help right now, actually.
Did someone shoplift one of those tacky president masks from the vendor booths?
No, well, yeah, actually, but that isn't the bit that I was talking about. An American diplomat had a briefcase stolen from their private viewing tent.
An American diplomat liberated from his briefcase while attending a symphony celebrating his independence from the country we're presently standing within. I doubt Samuel Francis Smith would appreciate the irony, but surely you see it.
Samuel Francis Smith.
He wrote, "My country 'tis of thee." It's the song we've been listening to the entire time we've been speaking, Detective.
Right, well, duly noted, Sherlock. You mind sparing a few minutes for this diplomat? We really need to get him sorted quickly so this doesn't become an international incident.
It's not terribly convenient, but let's go have a look. I'm a tad curious about these secret documents.
Mr. Hoovinger is inside with a small security team. One of his guys gave a description of the suspect. Saw him as he ran away. Get this, he was wearing an Abe Lincoln mask that got nicked from a vendor, so you were spot on a moment ago.
And every moment prior, a trend I intend to endure.
Remember, this is a diplomat, Sherlock, and we're helping, not hurting. I figured it would help speed things along if you could ask them some questions directly, but please don't make me regret this.
I wouldn't dream of it, Detective. But remember, we are on a clock, so let's go. I presume you are Mr. Hoovinger, and the standing gentleman are security?
You're the man the detective went to get, Mr. House?
Given the urgency, I'll allow it. Now tell me what happened to your briefcase tonight, Mr. Hoovinger.
It's so stupid. I stepped out in front of the tent to greet some local politicians for a few minutes, and I left the briefcase on my folding chair. I thought it would be safe in here, but it didn't even occur to me that someone could just sneak right under the wall. Anyway, Lou, one of my security escorts, went back into the tent first to clear it. Just routine, he thought. And he sees this guy in a novelty president mask taking off out the back.
Unfortunate mistake, but we're under orders not to dwell on such idiocies, so let's talk to Lou and see what he has to say.
Like Mr. Hoovinger said, I entered the tent and saw a man about 6 feet 2 inches, 180 pounds, or like what, 80 kilograms, with medium-length brown hair and a black jacket, like the ones the waiters are wearing, was taking off out the back with the briefcase. I couldn't see his face. He was wearing a mask, one of the Abraham Lincoln ones they're selling out there.
And how did you react to the thief?
I yelled, "Thief," and went after him. But he was quick. He dove through that spot under the tent like a rabbit in a hole and was gone. I ran back around and brought Gary with me while Fred kept Mr. Hoovinger secured, but the guy got a good head start. We saw him dart off in some bush toward the northeast side of the park, but by the time we got there, he was gone.
And then you alerted Scotland Yard?
Exactly.
Well, then, Detective Lestrade, it seems it's your turn for exposition. Fill in the class on what you've done.
Well, we canvassed the whole area around the park, and the description was good enough to narrow our search down to 3 suspects. And while you were talking, I learned we found the briefcase too. Here you go, Mr. Hoovinger.
Oh no, this has been opened. It appears all of the contents are here, but something's been compromised.
And you can't share what that is?
I don't know what it is. He didn't open a pouch, but there is plenty he could have seen that he shouldn't.
Well then, Detective, let's go talk to these suspects.
Julian Chase. He's a member of the waitstaff tonight. He not only fits the description, he was assigned to the VIP refreshments.
Mr. Chase, please account for your whereabouts the last 20 minutes and be precise.
Serving drinks at the stand behind the tent all night.
So you had a clear view of the thief?
Oh, no, I was restocking. I ran out of sparkling water. I was heading back with a tray when I saw the commotion.
So you weren't at the stand all night? Need I specify that you should be both precise and accurate in your answers, sir? Can anyone verify your whereabouts at the time of the theft?
No, sir, I don't remember seeing anybody, but maybe someone saw me.
Your timing is either impressively poor or suspiciously precise. Did you wear that blazer the whole shift?
Yes, sir, company uniform. This one's a bit tight in the shoulders, but I'm just serving drinks in it.
Not when it would have mattered most, though. So we'll need you to sit tight for a few minutes. Lestrade, let's speak to your next suspect.
Eli Mercer. He's press liaison for the US Embassy. Was scheduled to help coordinate photographers, but claims he wasn't near the VIP tent.
Mr. Mercer, where were you during the theft?
Just west of the stage, near the press canopy. I'd gone to pick up a printed schedule. I thought I'd be in and out, but I had to get through a lot of photographers.
The press canopy is a stone's throw from the VIP tent. You didn't see or hear any commotion?
The national anthem was playing when I was trying to get through the crowd. On the rocket's red glare part, there was so much noise and so many bulbs flashing that a UFO could have landed by me and I wouldn't know.
Americans can be so delightfully colorful. I'm curious about your jacket. It seems uncommon for a press liaison to wear the same uniform as the waitstaff.
Yeah, you're not the first to comment on that tonight. So it's a bit embarrassing, but I don't have a suit. I mean, I've got one back in Jersey, but like, a lot of good that does me here, right? Anyways, this post was kinda last minute. I didn't have a clean suit. And the catering has these snazzy black jackets just sitting in a van out back, so, problem solved.
Or you committed theft as a foreign agent on sovereign ground. 6 of one, half dozen of another, though, right? Were you briefed on security protocols for this evening?
No, sir. Just thrown to the wolves with press duties. I wasn't going to keep the jacket, right? Like, I'm not stealing like you said. I just want to make sure that's on the record.
Do the man a favor, Lestrade, and make sure that enters his record. Please wait here, Mr. Mercer.
If you enjoy these mysteries, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps others find us too. Malcolm Hargrove, civilian, picked up from our canvas outside the park, over on the northeastern side. He matches the description, right down to the jacket.
Mr. Hargrove, please account for your evening.
I had a bite at Basta London on Enroe and thought I'd take a stroll through the park toward the Marble Arch, take some photos and enjoy the day. That's all I was doing when I was suddenly detained.
You were detained in part because you were wearing a jacket identical to the waitstaff at the performance tonight, as was a thief Scotland Yard is anxious to apprehend. Care to explain that?
I don't know about any performance, but as I passed by the Red Route City tour stop on my walk, this jacket was just sitting on a bench. Nobody was around and it seemed to fit. It was a bit dirty, but I thought about keeping it. I honestly hadn't made my mind up about it when your people escorted me back here.
So you didn't know there was an event happening in the park tonight?
Not at all. I could hear My Country 'Tis of Thee playing as I was brought to the VIP tent for questioning and started figuring it out along the way.
So you hadn't even stepped inside the park when the officers stopped you?
No, the park has too soft a ground for clean work, My shoes would still be clean too if I hadn't been forced back here.
The sacrifices we make in the name of justice, I'm afraid. Lestrade, let's gather our audience. It's time to deliver our true thief to justice.
Put your guess in the comments. So what do we think? All 3 could have done it. All 3 say they didn't.
One of them lied, obviously, subtly but carelessly. The thief was careful with the plan, but careless with his words. That's often how these things go.
So who was it?
Before I answer that, let me tell you what was really stolen tonight. Not this, nor anything else in the main pouch. What was stolen was seen. A seasoned eye would know what to photograph, what to memorize, and what not to disturb. That's how you steal information without taking anything.
So someone had time to flip through the classified section and get away unnoticed.
More or less. And only one of our 3 had both the position and the foreknowledge to pull it off. Something like this wasn't a crime of opportunity, but well planned. Mr. Hargrove, you weren't passing through. You were here for the contents of that briefcase. You knew exactly where the diplomat would be sitting. And when he left his chair, you used the distraction of the visitors and symphony to move in. You didn't just take the briefcase. You opened it, recorded the contents, and staged its recovery.
No way. I didn't even know about the concert, much less some briefcase.
Excellent cue. Let's unravel that lie, shall we? Setting aside the remarkable coincidence that finds you wearing the thief's jacket, along with the implausible inference that the thief chose a city tour bus for an escape, let's focus on your exact words. You said you were forced back here, unintentionally implying your prior presence. Along the way, you recognized, "My country 'tis of thee," despite claiming no prior knowledge of the concert. Any Brit hearing that music without context would naturally assume it was "God Save the Queen," as the instrumentals are identical. And then, the ground was too soft for clean work. That's not something the average person says. That's tactical slang, used by units who train for wet work. He's not a civilian, probably freelance, but whoever hired him wanted one thing: the itinerary packet inside that briefcase.
The American president's travel itinerary?
I suspect so. Mr. Hoovinger's presence, the timing, the cover, all too tidy. That much planning would only be appropriate for information that could be terribly useful in the wrong hands. That packet would list motorcade routes, transfer points, even meeting times.
If he didn't take anything, how do you know that's what it was?
I watched his eyes as I rifled through the briefcase and noted which packet caught his attention while in my hands. Subtle but telling.
Right. Get him out of here. Quietly.
You're good. Too good.
Elementary, Mr. Hargrove. Tonight you were just careless.
Right. So, you spotted him by a few small slips in his story. You never stop amazing me, Holmes. You ever think about what would happen if someone like him made it to the president?
All the time. Now, in fact. I think your men would be well advised to further interrogate Mr. Hargrove for his employer's identity. In his statement, he said he intended to take pictures. Given the nature of this theft, and having not recovered a camera from his person, we should assume he was successful, except for the apprehension itself, of course.
Well, that kind of ruins the moment. Thanks for your help, Holmes. I'm headed back to Scotland Yard then. Seems we still have an international incident to avoid.
Fireworks are meant to dazzle, Lestrade. But in war, they're also used to mask something louder. Keep me apprised. Whoever this mastermind may be, I suspect a larger game is waiting for me to play.